Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to the 9th annual Honoring the Brave breakfast. What an absolute treat to see so many familiar faces. I'd like to say when I started doing this event about 8 years ago, I had hair, but that would be a lie. It has been wonderful to be back here again and hosting this wonderful event. To begin our program, please stand as the High Frontier Honor Guard from Peterson Space Force Base posts the colors and remain standing for the national anthem sung by Norcia, Sergeant H. Harrison, and our invocation by Deacon C.J. Johnson.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, in the home of the brave, the brave?
Please bow your heads and pray with me as you are accustomed. Blessed are you, Lord God of all creation. You are our greatest good and the source of our true happiness. Help us to remember this as we pursue our true purpose in this life. We bear witness today to your love and mercy through an amazing demonstration of solidarity by way of this gathering, a gathering which recognizes those who have contributed so much to helping those who have sacrificed immensely in service to our nation, but also a gathering that helps further a united effort to meet the continuing needs of our military and veteran communities. It is our desire that you be pleased and glorified in this. Bless the work of our hands and multiply it. And as we prepare to share in this meal, we ask that you bless us and this food, which we share with grateful hearts. Continue to make our land fruitful and let our love for you be seen in our pursuit of peace and justice, and in our generous response to those in need. All praise and glory to you, Lord God, now and forever. And we make this prayer in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ, who lives and reigns with you in the Holy Spirit, God forever and ever. Amen.
Thank you, CJ. You guys may be seated. Well, happy fall, everyone. Feels like fall out there today. In fact, I came out of the bedroom and my wife says, "You look very fall." I said I was going for the pumpkin spice latte look myself. We are pleased to honor the brave in a special way today and share with you the tremendous impact of Homefront Military Network. Thank you for the beautiful rendition of the national anthem. Sergeant H, that was gorgeous. Yes. We are also honored to have representation from our congressional delegation, the state of Colorado, El Paso County, the city of Colorado Springs, and city of Fountain, and other elected officials and community leaders this morning. Would all of our current and past elected officials please stand to be recognized? And thanks to our representatives from our military installations for taking the time to join us this morning. Would all service members, veterans, and family members stand at this time? Yes. A round of applause for these special guests for their service and sacrifice. Now you'll notice the smaller empty table located up here to my right. The tradition of setting a separate table in honor of the prisoners of war and missing comrades, it's really been in place since the end of the Vietnam War. The manner in which this table is decorated is full of special symbols to help us remember our brothers and sisters in arms. In your program, in fact, there is a description of each of the elements and symbolism of this POW table. And we are eternally grateful to those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice. Please join me now in taking a moment to remember those who could not be with us here today. Thank you. So every September, we commemorate the anniversary of 9/11, the National POW MIA Recognition Day, and the Gold Star Mother's Day. We also recognize National Suicide Prevention Month. And we come together to support each other and those who have sacrificed so much on our behalf so we can continue to make a positive difference in people's lives. Thank you, and thanks to each of you for being a part of today's event. So please join me now in welcoming Homefront Military Network's board chair, Lisa Dykoff, to the stage.
Good morning, everyone. It is so heartwarming to see you all here today and to see so many people who care about our military and veteran communities. On behalf of the Board of Directors and our amazing staff, we welcome you and thank you from the bottom of our hearts for being here today. We appreciate your support of Homefront and those that we serve. We are extremely grateful to each and every one of our sponsors. Because of their generosity, 100% of all money raised today will go directly to programs that help Colorado military veterans and their families. Please take a look at your program and the centerpiece cards for a complete list of all of our sponsors. I want to give a special recognition to some of our supporters. A special thank you to our Medal of Honor sponsors, Cedar Springs Hospital, and the H.A. and Mary Kay Chapman Foundation. I know the Cedar Springs team is here. Can you please stand for a round of applause? Thank you also to our Gold Star sponsors, Amentum, the Broadmoor, Glen Eagle Sertoma, and John and Sandy Andrew. Would the guests representing our Gold Star sponsors please stand for a round of applause? And our Silver Star sponsors are ARIA and Diversus Health. Would the guests representing these companies please stand for a round of applause? And thank you to all of our Bronze Star sponsors who are listed on the screen. Can the representatives from these companies please stand for a round of applause? Thank you again to all of our incredibly generous and caring sponsors who have helped make this event happen. And now it is my distinct privilege to welcome the 42nd Mayor of Colorado Springs, the Honorable Yemi Mobiladi.
Thank you, Lisa. Good morning. I want to thank you all for being here, and to the many sponsors, thank you for making today possible. To Executive Director Kate and the entire Homefront Military Network family, thank you so much, not only for having me, but the incredible work you do to support our veterans. I know there are a number of elected officials here, including Representative Jeff Crank and his wife as well, and my colleagues, Dave Donaldson, Nancy Henjum, and thank you all for your service to our city and for being here as well. Nancy, I want to honor your family's legacy. Your parents, Joe and Joanne Henjum, their legacy in championing our military community, especially through Homefront Cares, now Homefront Military Network. It continues to inspire all of us, so thank you. And to the many leaders, service members, and community members here today, thank you for your commitment to those who serve and the families who sacrifice alongside them. Friends, it truly is a privilege to be here today at the Honoring the Brave breakfast, a moment for us to pause to remember and to honor the courage of our heroes. We use words like honor and brave often, but today I want us to slow down and consider what they truly mean. To be brave is not simply to face danger. It is to do so with conviction, knowing the risk, and choosing to serve anyway. Bravery is answering the call when your family needs you, when your neighbor needs you, when your city needs you, when your country needs you, even when it comes at a great cost. 2 weeks ago, we did remember the extraordinary bravery of 9/11, first responders who ran towards danger, ordinary people who became heroes in moments of crisis. You see, that same spirit is alive and well in Colorado Springs. We are home to more than 500 firefighters, 800 police officers, and over 140,000 active duty guards, reserves, and veteran residents who have served or serve with honor and distinction. Their stories are at the heart of this breakfast. Veterans who continue serving long after the uniforms are folded away. Gold Star families who carry the weight of sacrifice and remind us of the cost of freedom. And first responders who show up quietly, faithfully, every day, not seeking recognition, but deserving every ounce of it. Bravery is not an abstract concept. It is flesh and blood. It is human. It is missed birthdays and holidays. It is scars, seen and unseen. It is resilience, duty, and love of something greater than self, and it is alive and well in this room. Honor is more than respect. To honor our veterans is to see the sacrifices, the courage, and the lives lived in service of something greater than self. Honor is not passive. True honor turns gratitude into action. As 1 John 3:18 says, our love should not just be with words and talk, but must show itself in action. And that is why we gather here today to honor bravery, not just with words, but through generosity, service, and commitment to each other. So thank you to Homefront Military Network for leading the way. You are the glue, you're the bridge, the safety net, catching our heroes when they fall through the cracks. May this breakfast be more than a program. May it be a promise that Colorado Springs, we will never forget the brave, and we will honor them not just with words, but with our actions. To all who have served, to all who have sacrificed, and to all who carry the weight of freedom, we see you, we thank you, and we honor you. May God bless our troops and their families. May God bless our veterans and their families. May God bless the great city of Colorado Springs, and may God bless these United States of America, onward and upward. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. For those wondering, yes, we share the same barber. All right, you got about 10 minutes and we'll start the program in just a few. Thank you. I wasn't entirely truthful about the 10 minutes. But we are going to keep rolling because I know a lot of you need to get to work, right? So I'd like everyone's attention to, I want you to hear from the Executive Director of Homefront Military Network, Kate Hatton, who will provide an overview of Homefront's impact. Kate, come on up.
Good morning. Thanks everybody for being here today. Enjoy your breakfast. You know, Homefront was formed more than 5 years ago when we merged the Homefront Cares and Peak Military Care Network. But the organizations have really been around for 20 years. That's 2 decades of impact, and we still have a lot of work to do. So what I just wanted to talk to you about is a little bit, you have in your program the last year's impact and what we've been doing, which is amazing work for a small but mighty team. But I kind of want to talk about our impact over the long term and what we really do. And so we were founded on 3 key pillars. I call the 3 C's. Collaboration, so that we're all working together to support our military and veteran community. And you can see that now we have 54 partners, some of whom you met at the tables in the back earlier. And the goal is that we are working together to help each other and help those who need help. Coordination across all sectors, so we can minimize duplication and fragmentation of service, ease access to services to better meet needs. And commitment to those service members, veterans, and family members who've sacrificed so much for us. We owe it to them, and really we owe it to you all to do the work that we do and help on the home front. Since 2020, can we roll that one slide up? I just have one slide. No death by PowerPoint today, I promise. Just one. So since 2020, our team has handled more than 80,000 calls, and that's more than quadrupled over the years since we've merged. Since 2020, we've provided more than $1.4 million in emergency financial assistance, $6.6 million since 2004, helping people from becoming homeless or being without other basic needs. And we've served more than 200,000 service members, veterans, and families across all programs since 2004. So that's a lot. Those are big numbers, but it's not just about the numbers, it's about how we make a difference in people's lives. We improve financial stability, health and well-being. We help connect veterans and spouses to jobs, provide caregiver support, connect to caregiver support, benefits and other services so folks can thrive. And what we hear is that what we've learned is that more than 96% of the financial assistance clients we have remain stably housed 6 months after Homefront assistance. And more than 95% of all clients report improved health and well-being following our assistance. So we're, again, making a difference in people's lives. But I don't want you to just take my word for it. I want you to hear a couple of quotes from some of our clients who we really make a difference to. People who are struggling, they don't know where to start, they're overwhelmed. Our team is a great place to start. We help folks feel connected, and we stick with folks as long as they need us. But I want to tell you about Brad, who we helped in many ways, who shared, they make you feel like you matter to them individually on a personal level in a way that lots of us vets needs in times of crisis and oftentimes don't get. It's just that we hear time and again that our team is there for them, that we listen, we care, and our team does deeply care. And the veterans and families we serve let us know that. And Rebecca is another veteran who said, "I've got to say this organization saved my life. I was so behind on bills from being stuck in the hospital, I was on the verge of becoming another homeless veteran. I tell you, I was ready to end my life because I felt like such a failure. I can't give enough thanks to you all. Thank you so much for actually saving veterans in need." And our team hears that every day. Our small but mighty team of 4 case management staff, our outreach team, we're really trying hard to do a lot with a little, and it's that force multiplier. Everybody in this room, all of our partners, we're all working together to make a difference, and that's the way we impact people's lives. So thank you again for being here today. We couldn't do it without you. Now I'd like to go on to the awards. The Board of Directors received excellent nominations that were carefully and thoughtfully reviewed. Each nomination detailed compelling contributions and accomplishments, which made the task of picking one winner very challenging, but we had to, so we did. So I'd like to welcome to the stage Nancy Henjum, daughter of Joe Henjum, co-founder of the Homefront Cares, and Cindy Santafanti, representing Medal of Honor sponsor Cedar Springs Hospital.
Good morning. Wow, what a great turnout. And those eggs are really good with that salsa. I hope you're enjoying it. I want to ask you first, before I get started, to take out your program and take a look at the picture on page 8. This is the part of the program that talks about the awards. That picture there is a picture of Bob Carlone and Joe Henjum in front of a rescue helicopter in Vietnam, a Huey. You're going to hear a little bit about them. Good morning. My name is Nancy Henjum, Joe Henjum's daughter, and I am honored to announce the winner of the Joe Henjum Honoring the Brave Award. And with me is Cindy Santafanti, representing Cedar Springs, our Medal of Honor sponsor, who will be announcing the winner of the Bob Carlone Community Service Award. These 2 awards recognize an individual and organization for their exceptional impact on military members and their families in Colorado. We received many great nominations this year, and it's so hard to pick just one winner in each category. But do what we do what we must, and we do choose. So we're going to start with announcing the finalists for the Joe Henjum Honoring the Brave Award: Kimberly Jones and the Honorable David L. Shakes. We are pleased to announce that the 2025 winner of the Joe Henjum Honoring the Brave Award is the Honorable David L. Shakes. Let's give him a round of applause. As Judge Shakes is joining us on the stage, I want to share a little bit about him. He embodies the spirit of the Joe Henjum Honoring the Brave Award through decades of service to the military community as an Army judge advocate and reservist, and by presiding over the Veterans Trauma Court in Colorado Springs for more than 13 years. Combining accountability with compassion to help over 500 veterans rebuild their lives. His inclusive leadership ensures that veterans of every branch and era receive support, while his partnerships with local and national organizations have strengthened resources for justice-involved veterans. Judge Shakes' legacy is reflected not only in successful court outcomes, but in renewed hope and dignity of those he has served. Please come over here and receive your...
Good morning, everybody, and I just want to say before we announce the other winner, thank you so much to Kate and her team for putting on another wonderful year of honoring the brave. It's an honor to be up here and presenting on behalf of Cedar Springs Hospital. Now we'd like to go ahead and recognize the finalists for the Bob Carlone Community Service Award, the YMCA of Pikes Peak Region, and Peak Vista Community Health Centers. Now each of these organizations have made significant contributions to our military and our veteran community. I'll go ahead and take your award over here. I'd like to go ahead and announce that the winner for this year is the YMCA of the Pikes Peak region. Could we go ahead and have a representative up here? Now I'd like to say just a couple words about how much that they do for the community. The YMCA of the Pikes Peak region truly exemplifies the values at heart of the Bob Carlone Community Service Award. Through the Armed Services, YMCA has established more than 25 years ago. They have created a robust and adaptable network of support for military families here in Colorado. Their impact is evident in both numbers and narratives, demonstrating the life-changing effects on individuals while also strengthening the broader military community. With a legacy of innovation and deep respect for those who serve, the YMCA of the Pikes Peak region stands out as a model of community service. Thanks for all that you do, and very much so deserved congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I'll go ahead and go over here for a picture. Again, for all of our winners, it's truly well-deserved here in our community that does so much for our military, our veterans, and their family members. And thank you for your efforts to be here today to honor the brave and make an incredible difference in the lives of our military community.
All right, excellent. I love the YMCA. Isn't that a great organization? I lost weight at the Y, but I gained a wife. That's where I met my wife, is at the YMCA. Yes, you don't have to applaud that thing. By the way, what an amazing community of individuals and organizations doing such great work to support our military and veteran community. Now it is my honor to introduce our guest speaker. Howie is a veteran and para-triathlete with an amazing journey of determination and resilience. Please join me at this time in welcoming Howie to the stage.
Get my speech ready. I don't have like a nice podium to block this, so you're going to see me reading off my phone, so I stay on point. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for attending this year's breakfast. It's amazing. So September 9th, just a few weeks ago, was my 13th Alive Day. 13 years ago, I was struck from behind by a distracted driver going 65 miles per hour. I guess you could call it luck, but somehow I didn't die. Unfortunately, I was paralyzed from the waist down. Now, up until this point, I had always been an athlete and a soldier. 12 years before my accident, I had enlisted in the Army with an Airborne Ranger contract, striving not to just be a soldier, but one of the most elite soldiers in the world. I had come from humble beginnings, growing up in a very small town in New Hampshire, but honestly, it never crossed my mind that I could possibly fail. As my Army training began, I faced every challenge with unbelievable optimism and belief in myself, knowing that through hard work, I would be prepared when opportunities to be successful presented themselves. Being a Ranger is not for the faint of heart. It comes with extreme training and challenges that prepare you for the chaos of war. Through this training, you begin to believe you are indestructible, every day getting faster, stronger, smarter, and more capable of handling any what-if that could be thrown at you in combat. I deployed twice in support of the war on terrorism, 2 12-month tours in Iraq. This included the initial invasion in 2003, and the Ranger unit I was a part of was filled with the most high-speed soldiers you could imagine. I was a member of a 6-man, all-Ranger, all-military free-fall team. In the 24 months that we spent in combat together, we only lost 3 members of our unit, and it was in a non-combat related truck accident. And what I was starting to develop was what I refer to as main character energy. And unconsciously, I was adopting a belief that nothing bad could happen to me, and trusting that I would always have my teammates to protect me as I would protect them. After my deployments, my teammates began to make moves in their careers. Some became officers, some became helicopter pilots. Many went on to have amazing careers with Special Forces and even Delta Force. I was offered a different path. I had the opportunity to apply to the Army's parachute team, commonly known as the Golden Knights. I'd gone to Halo School and learned early in my career and had been the member of a free-fall team for so long that I thought I knew how to skydive. As the assessment and selection got started, I realized quickly that I did not actually have the skills required to be a Golden Knight, but I had determination, and I learned them. We started with 12 candidates, and they only took 4 of us. The Golden Knights are the most elite parachute team in the world. I spent 5 years traveling the country, performing at air shows, baseball games, football games, rodeos, and I was even a stunt double in the second Transformers movie. It really was, this Josh Duhamel right here. During my time on the team, I made over 2,500 jumps. And so this is the part where my girlfriend always says that when I talk about how successful I was in my military career, that it sounds like bragging. And I always tell her it is. But it has a point. And I told all of you that so you know the type of person I was before my accident. Because in 2012, it all came to a screeching halt. My belief that nothing bad could happen to me was quickly taken from me in one of the worst ways possible. Lying in the ICU, unable to move my legs, I knew that my plan for my military career was over. A what if I had never planned for. And now everyone in this room has faced adversity. Everyone will face more adversity. That's life. And adversity comes in different shapes and sizes. I can tell you that in the first few days that it was dark, but I'm not one to back down from a challenge. The Rangers had taught me to never surrender, to always fight on, no matter the circumstances. I knew I couldn't just lay there. I needed to start planning my next move. I started looking at hand cycles, bike-powered by my arms. And this is the part of my story that usually amazes/confuses people. They always ask how I could come to terms with my injury so quickly, and many comment that they don't think that they could handle this type of disability. And I tell you, sometimes you hit a bump in the road, but you don't stop driving. And sometimes you are the bump in the road. And you get up and you dust yourself off. You find the courage and determination to not allow your circumstance to define who you are. We get to choose how we react to our situation and the crap that life throws at us. So to the people who don't think they could handle this type of injury, I can only say, I hope if you are faced with a traumatic injury, that you find the power and courage to face it head on. Don't back down from it. And to everyone, I say, keep your head up and your eyes forward. Take risks in pursuit of your goals. Always work hard so that when opportunity strikes, you're ready to take full advantage of it. 13 years ago, I was paralyzed, and it felt like my world ended. But it didn't. I relearned how to do everything. All of it was in a new way. And I challenged myself to become one of the best para-triathletes in the world. I had found a new way to serve my country as a member of Team USA, trading my camo fatigues for a red, white, and blue race suit. I had to learn new equipment. I had to learn how to travel in my wheelchair, how to navigate what I promise you is a very inaccessible world. I've raced all over the globe and collected a lot of medals along the way. And last year I had the honor and privilege to represent my country on the biggest sporting stage, the Paralympics in Paris, France. And now I'd like to tell you a little bit of my games story. I was prepared and fitter than ever before. For the race, we swam 750 meters in the Seine River. It was as dirty as you believe it is. So it's rough. But we did, after that, if you survived that, you got to bike on the cobble streets of Paris, France. After the bike, we started the 5K racing wheelchair portion. The racing wheelchair is our version of the run. I was in 5th place, gaining quickly on 4th place, and with a quarter mile to go in the race, there was 3 of us competing for that 4th place position. We were racing hard, and a part of my racing wheelchair broke. Without warning, my feet hit the ground, stopping me instantly, and the momentum flipping me onto the pavement. Once again, I became the bump in the road. The rest of the competitors blew by me as I struggled with assistance from the race officials to get back into my broken racing chair. One of them told me to take a DNF, which is a did not finish, basically to quit. Me, quit. She clearly didn't know me. Fortunately, one of the other officials that did know me quickly showed up, and we piled me into my racing wheelchair. It was an uncomfortable position and not one that it's designed to be in. I had to hold on awkwardly with one hand and push with just the other. It was a slow process up and over the bridge to the finish line, but I grinded my way there. It was not the race I wanted, but I can sit in front of you now and proudly say that I didn't quit, and I'm a U.S. Paralympian. No matter what happens, don't give up. Stay determined, stay dedicated, stay driven. Remember to thank the people in your life that support you, and make sure you give that support back. None of what I accomplished was done on my own, so surround yourself with positive people and be a positive influence on them. When times get tough, you'll need them just like they will need you. So looking into the future, in 2028, the U.S. will host the Paralympics, and I plan to be racing on U.S. soil. I hope you tune in and watch one of the most inspiring competitions this world has to offer, and I'll do my best to be on the podium. And before I finish, I want to impart on you a life lesson I was taught when I got to my first Ranger unit. It's the three rules to live by. Rule 1, look cool at all times. Rule 2, know what you're doing at all times. And Rule 3, if you don't know what you're doing, refer to Rule 1.
Well, first, I would like to thank the Homefront Military Network for having me back again this year. It's really an honor to support organizations who give assistance to fellow veterans, their families, and the military communities. I'd like to share a song with you that I wrote. I was inspired to write, titled Duty First. It's a motto I learned when I first entered the military, but later would come to understand the degree by which those 2 words would always be carried out. And I hope you enjoy the presentation. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Don't get it twisted, just in case you missed it. But a soldier will go all the way, with a squad on the back of a Humvee track, infrared that turns night to day. We get down in the dirt, push 'em up till it hurt. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. GPS, wearing the Kevlar vest, and our squad stays on the go. Duty first, it's gotta be duty first. For the troops on my left and my right, I gave them my word. Oh Lord, pray my family understands. It's what you call me to do. Oh, it's who I am. Any place, any time, even on the front line, we'll do what we've been trained to do. Like a real Top Gun, when the country needs one, we'll always see the missions through. Now we pray for peace, hope there's never a need to have to mourn the loss of any soul. But you best believe when the trigger is squeezed, we're coming through with fire in the hole. Duty first, it's gotta be duty first. Say to the troops on my left and my right, I gave them my word. I gave them my word. Oh Lord, pray my family understands, yeah. It's what you call me to do. Oh, it's who I am. Listen, listen. It might take a little time for a soldier to unwind from the pain and scars of war. It don't mean they don't try, but can't guarantee that they'll be like they once was before. But they're proud to live this military life, and when it comes to fight for freedom, they don't think twice. They're out to bring justice when justice demands. They're the real American heroes. It's gotta be duty first, family always. For the troops on my left and my right, I gave them my word. I gave them my word. Oh Lord, Lord, pray my family understands, understands. It's what you call me to do. Oh, it's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. Thank you.
Sergeant H., thank you for that beautiful song and the inspiration that you bring to us. And Howie, thank you. We all have hit bumps in the road. We've all been bumps in the road. Thank you for reminding us about connecting to our tenacity and to continue to keep moving forward. This morning, you have been learning about the Homefront Military Network's impact, collectively through its vast network, and individually for thousands of individuals and families whose lives have been improved through the network's services. We are all aware of the sacrifices made by service members, veterans, and their families to protect our democracy and our lives. I will never forget the day when my dad shared with our family this idea that he and Bob Carlone had for starting the Homefront Cares after we began military operations in Iraq on March 20th, 2003. In an excerpt from my dad's autobiography, and I have it here with me if anybody wants to see it, he wrote, "Our phone rang early one Saturday morning in late March 2003 while I was enjoying a cup of coffee in the quiet comfort of our home and reading every news item about events in Iraq. It was my friend, Bob Carlone, who said, 'Joe, we've got to do something for the families of the troops.' I didn't hesitate to agree. Bob and I had both fought in the Vietnam War. We had very unpleasant memories of how members of the military and their families were unfairly treated by the public in the 1960s and 70s. We wanted to make sure our community did not repeat that mistake with families of those serving in harm's way. That was the genesis of the Homefront Cares, with its mission of support for families of deployed troops. We wanted to help military families who were struggling with serious and urgent problems that did not qualify for support from any other existing program. His response to me when I expressed my frustration that it should be the Department of Defense or Veterans Administration addressing these problems was, "What I see is a need, and so I'm going to work to address it. I see a community who cares, and we are going to give them the opportunity to meet that need." What I witnessed was two buddies who served their country together, wanting soldiers and families to know that we, the home front of the Pikes Peak region, care for our service members and their families in ways that can be seen and felt in daily life. As my dad goes on to write, the community's reaction to our program was immediate and unselfish. Hundreds of individuals, businesses, and nonprofit organizations responded with generous donations. The majority of donors were private citizens who wanted to demonstrate their appreciation for the military with a small but tangible gift. Other donations began rolling in from businesses and successful entrepreneurs. As we know now, the Homefront Cares has since merged with the Peak Military Network, and now, as the Homefront Military Network, it has continued to adapt and respond while staying true to its core mission. I learned something very powerful from my dad, and I was reflecting on that this morning. When you see a need, you step up to meet it. This morning, you have heard about the needs of our service members, veterans and their families, and you have learned about the impact the Homefront Military Network is giving to help meet those needs. And now we have the opportunity and privilege to respond the way hundreds did those 22 years ago and each year since. I invite you to help us make a difference in the lives of the thousands in our community that are served every year by the Homefront Military Network. As a nonprofit organization, Homefront Military Network is funded entirely by grants and donations from passionate and generous people like you here in this room. And your support is needed now more than ever as the uncertainty we face continues to grow. I invite you to consider how you might be able to contribute to increasing our capacity to serve those who have sacrificed so much. At this time, I would like to ask the table captains to please pass the pledge cards to each of our guests. You knew you were coming and you were going to be asked to give, so here it comes. I'm sure that many of you have done this before, and we thank you. On the pledge card are different options to donate, including a QR code, which you'll also see on the screen above, for online donations. We ask you, please fill out your personal contact information to include your email address and your preferred method of payment. And we do ask that even if you're pledging online, please fill out the pledge card and indicate that that's how you're doing so. We want to keep track of you because we're going to come back after you for some more money next year. And while you're doing this, I want to remind you that thanks to the generosity of our sponsors, 100% of the expenses associated with this event have been covered, and therefore 100% of the funds today will go directly toward programs that benefit those who serve. You can see on the cards different levels of giving on that pledge card, and specifically how your donation can make an impact. We appreciate your thoughtful consideration of pledging a stretch gift. What did you think you might give this morning, and can you give a little bit more? To the Homefront Military Network. Your donation will be invaluable and will have a lasting impact on our community. Please know, we are so grateful for your support. At this time, take the minute to finish your pledge card before we close the program. I want to personally thank each and every one of you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here this morning to honor the brave who honor us with their service. Thank you for coming, and I welcome Joe Cole for final thank yous.
Thank you, Nancy. Well, and thank you to each member of the Homefront Military Network Event Committee, all of our table captains, and the HFMN Board of Directors for making this event possible. You see their names listed in the slideshow. Also, thank you to Howie for sharing your inspirational story today, and Sergeant H, back by popular demand this year, to share your talents and message for those who have served. Yes, you are blessed with a beautiful voice there, sir. Thanks to the High Frontier Honor Guard and Deacon Johnson for your invocation. Thank you, guys. I would also like to thank each of our sponsors with an extra special thanks to our Medal of Honor sponsors, Cedar Springs Hospital and the Chapman Foundation, and Gold Star sponsors, Amentum, Glen Eagle, Sertoma, the Broadmoor, and John and Sandy Andrew. So big thank you to those folks. And of course, congratulations once again to all of our award nominees, and especially to Judge Shakes and the YMCA of the Pikes Peak region, this year's award recipients. Thanks for the amazing work you guys do in our community. Also, thank you to the Broadmoor Hotel staff for a superb breakfast and excellent service this morning, and to Inspire Solutions for helping us deliver a smooth and timely program. Thank you, guys. And most importantly, thanks to each of you for joining us here today and your willingness to invest in Homefront Military Network and increase our capacity to meet the needs of our military and veteran community. Thank you for honoring the brave with us today. What a pleasure to see so many familiar faces that have returned, and we hope to see you again next year as well. And table captains, as you depart, please take the centerpiece as a small token of our appreciation. All pledge cards should be returned to your table captain, and table captains, please be sure to give your packets with all pledge cards and donations to the HFMN volunteer at the registration table, and do so before you depart. Look at that, folks. 8:30 on the dot. We crushed it. And unfortunately, you have to go back to work now. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next year.